Hi guys, I'm on here doing live readings today, so feel free to type those in. This is Ingrid Karazinger, and I am going to do some readings. I want to also let you know that if you do want a reading, to try to keep it more on a simple note. I don't do mediumship, talking to the dead in live readings. Talking to the dead is something that's more intimate, so I do that one-on-one. But you can ask me anything. Just try to keep it something that you don't mind talking publicly about because others are watching. So also, I just want to let everybody know that I do have a great special this week. If you do want to just get in touch with me, it's $20 for 20 minutes, and that's almost half of what I normally charge. So if you want to grab that special, the quick fix special for May, it's a Mother's Day special, just go on readingsbyingrid.com and you can grab that. So yeah, I'm going to do some readings. I just want you guys to let me know what questions you have, and I will try to get to everybody. Sometimes I get a lot of people asking, so if I don't get to you, I'm sorry, but I will try to get what I can. Again, I'm not reading mediumship. I'm not going to talk to the dead because that is something very intimate. So I'm only going to answer questions that have more to do with your life, or if you want me to send some healing, some love, I can send some healing to a situation or yourself if you need it. Okay, Latanya has a question. What do I need to let go of? And how is my relationship with my boyfriend? Okay, so I'm kind of wondering if those two are related in some way, the way you ask them. When I tune into, as far as letting go of, I'm going to take a look here at the boulder in your path. The big block right there, it has to do with intimacy, okay? And the intimacy meaning that you have a really hard time trusting. You have a hard time trusting people, and especially in relationships. So you tend to kind of control things or try to control things and maybe even keep people at a distance. So even though you have this boyfriend and feel love for him, I also feel like you keep him at arm's length. So it's really important for you to take a look at what are you doing necessarily in the relationship. As far as, are you trying to get closer? Are you doing something that's going to make you guys more intimate? Or are you doing something that may be kind of keeping him away? So one thing that I feel for you that would be really great is to let him take the reins a little more, meaning that I feel like you might try to control things most of the time in the relationship, or make the plans, or get mad at him for not reading your mind and doing what you want him to. So I think it's really important for you to ask him, hey, what do you want to do? And just do it, not set him up for, oh, well, I don't want to do that. But just go with it. Let him plan. Let him decide, make the choices, and go with it. It doesn't have to be every day, but I really feel like if you give him that opportunity to be a bigger part of your relationship, to feel more like you respect him and respect what he wants, especially since all he wants is really to be closer to you and to succeed in the relationship. So give him that opportunity. And that'll also give you a chance to let go. It'll give you what I say in the spiritual world and psychic development about letting go of our need for control and our ego in order to channel better, in order to connect better with the divine. You can do that with your partner. You can do that with other people by simply asking them, what should I do? What should we do right now? And doing what they ask is completely letting go of that control. It's a great exercise that they can help you with. So I think your relationship is good. I just feel like you could do a lot more, and that he is giving you that opportunity to kind of get in touch with yourself and understand yourself better as far as what your blocks are that affect other levels of your life. So I hope that was helpful. Latanya, thank you so much. Okay, so Venus has a question as far as, why am I stuck with success? And I have an idea, should I go with it? Okay, Venus, so I really feel like right now, clarity is not quite there, meaning that there's a little bit kind of blocking your vision. So I feel like right now, instead of making some big decision or trying to do something, I feel like it's really important for you to step back, for you to relax and just kind of go with it, kind of see what comes to me right now. So if it's easy, if it's a simple thing to do, yeah, just flow with it. Just flow with the current. But if it's something that seems hard or that you have to really work at, it's not right. It's not right now. Because I feel like what's making you stuck is trying to do something, meaning trying to control things, and that always makes everything kind of run away from you. So it's really important to let go of control, to sit back and say, okay, if it's meant to be, it will come to me. And that is the philosophy to live by. That is about the divine guiding you and allowing that and having that faith that you are on the right track and that you will be guided, that you don't have to do everything yourself. And I feel like you're going to be over that. You're going to get through this and have more clarity in the next couple weeks. So just try to relax, meaning meditation, taking long walks in nature. It's beautiful weather right now. So just do things that are really going to help you to feel better and to tune into yourself and not focus on the outside world. Don't listen to other people. What I want right now is for you to kind of have self-care and do things that allow you to relax and enjoy your life. Thank you, Venus, for tuning in. Hello, Emily. Thank you. You are beautiful too. So good to see you on here. And Wendy, my wife is going through some changes. What do you recommend? Thank you for tuning in, Wendy. And let me tune in to her for you. Okay, so what she's going through right now is what feels like a lot of emotional strife. And it's kind of confusing to her right now. I feel like it has more to do with her being overwhelmed. And the best thing for her to do is kind of step back and relax a little bit. I want to say that she's overwhelmed because she's trying to take on too much. She's trying to do too much. And also, she feels like everything's her responsibility. But kind of what I was saying earlier, it's really important, especially when you feel like you have too many choices or you're overwhelmed, to drop everything. Just step back and say, you know what? I don't know what to do, so let's just leave it up to the divine. Let's just see what happens. And if there's something I need to do, it will be clear. It will be clear to me. Otherwise, if things feel confusing, that means that none of those things are right. It means that we are emotionally blocking ourselves. It means things are just going to get worse. So step back and take a deep breath. And that's what I feel like she needs to do right now. She does take on responsibility of other people, of situations that are really not her responsibility. So this is a really big opportunity right now for her to understand and learn that she doesn't need to do that. She can really let other people deal with their stuff, their lives. She doesn't have to take it on herself. And not to mention, even when somebody says they want help, it's usually they just want you to listen. They just want your attention. They just want some love. It does not mean they want you to fix it, and it certainly doesn't mean they want you to take it from them. So those people, a lot of us, especially empaths, we tend to think if somebody's telling us a problem, we need to take that problem and do something with it and fix it or help them. But that's not the case. You can just send them love, send them on their way. That's their journey. And we have our own stuff. You know, each person has their own stuff. One person doesn't have more pain and suffering, more to deal with than somebody else. We are all given exactly what we need to be dealing with. If someone asks you specifically, can you do this for me? Then you can take that and go, well, can I? Let me take a look. Yes, I can do this for you, or I can only do this for you. Those are your boundaries. Again, this is for her, but I feel like it's kind of, a lot of people need to know this, that not only do you need to set boundaries of this is only so much that I can do, but it's also the idea that other people don't really need saving. And you will find that old quote, no good deed goes unpunished, that it's true that when you try to help someone, you try to do something where you're like, basically they feel like you're taking away their problem, which they are really attached to and love, that they get resentful and there ends up being problems. So don't try to take anybody, their problems away from anybody. I really recommend just being a good listener and also just sending love to them and saying, you know, I hope everything goes your way. I hope the divine steps in and helps you, because the divine's really the only one that knows what we need and how best to serve us. So, we shouldn't think that any of us can really help someone else in a real way. I think the divine is there to do that. The other part of this is it's really important to understand that, it's in those problems. It's in when we have problems in those dark times. Those are our opportunities. Those are the times when we are actually asked to connect with the divine. It's when we are asked to really ask those big questions. When we start to have faith. When we step back. When we're overwhelmed. That's the only time we step back. We have to have strife and problems in our life to be reminded that we are not in control. And when we have those problems, when we're overwhelmed and we feel like we're suffering, all you have to do is step back and say, you're right. I am not in control here. Please lead me and guide me. Show me what it is that I can do, because we are stewards. We're stewards of the earth. We are not the ones that are in control of it. You've seen what we do when we try to control the earth. We've destroyed it in so many ways. So it's really important for us to recognize that the hard times in our lives, the strife, the problems that come our way are opportunities for us to look at ourselves and say, okay, how are you going to react to this? How are you going to deal with this? Are you going to try to control it, or are you going to have faith that the divine will help and guide you through this, and that you will be asked to do something specific? Otherwise, just sit back. When things are going great and everybody's happy, that's not when we connect. That's not when we're spiritual. That's not when we feel the divine energy or do something that is really magical. So as long as everything's wonderful, as long as our life is great, as long as we have no problems, we just walk around like zombies. We really do. We just go through our day. We just, aren't the flowers nice today? Those challenges are golden. Those are the gems. The terrible things that rain from the sky, those are the things that say, hey, wake up. Look at yourself. What are you doing right now? How can you be a better you? How can you tune into the divine? How can you be of service today? And so just take all of those opportunities, the challenges in your life, as a gift for you to do something great. Hi, Marco. Thanks so much for joining us too. Messages from the angels. Well, I was kind of talking about a little bit that they had to say as far as letting go and letting God. But I would love to give you a message too. Let me see if they have something for you, Marco. You have this wonderful guide. It's an angelic guide. He's on your left side, and he's got this. It's almost hard to see him because he's like pure light, and it's just glowing. And he's about your height. He's a little bit, just big energy. But he goes like this to your face, and I feel like, I don't know if you can feel him doing that, but it is this pride. He feels that you have surpassed his expectations, that you have done so much more than he said than his other prodigies. So I think he's worked with many others, human form, that are doing work here, and he said that you are simply one of his A+ students, and he wants you to know that. He wants you to know that, especially when others don't tell you. He said when you don't get that kind of feedback, he said it's important for you to know that you are above and beyond what he could have ever imagined you to be in this lifetime. So to recognize that, to appreciate that about yourself, because you have done so much beautiful work, and you're only just beginning. You really are. You're just beginning. There's so much more ahead of you that you're going to be doing. So just be aware that you have incredibly just brought so much, manifested so much spirit here on earth, and you are such a light, a beacon of light for so many. And your angel just wants you to know that and wants you to remember that every day. He's like, put up a sign, like a little sign. You're doing it. You're doing it. You're living the dream. So that's your message today. You're welcome. You're welcome. You are. You're beautiful. Hi, Sherry. And Wendy, great. Yeah, just send her this so she can see what I said about her earlier. I hope it helps. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I am really enjoying doing readings for you guys today. So one other thing that I wanted to say real quick was, when you have a question, I want to pose this to you. When you have a question, I want you to go into your mind, whether you're in meditation or you're going to just simply sit down and write it. I want you to ask that question. You can write the question down if you have one about your life, or you want messages from your guides or angels. Sit down and write those questions, and then just keep writing. Just let those answers flow. Let them come through you, and keep writing them down. Or if you're in meditation, just listen and maybe write it down later. But I want you to just take that in. Most of the time, people just don't know they can do that they can ask questions. It's really that simple. When I took this programming class a long time ago, the first thing in the computer class, the teacher said, he said, okay, everybody, I'm going to show you the most important thing right now. He said, go to the top with your mouse, go to the top bar, and there's a button that says help. Click on that. You see all that stuff right there? He said, all you need to know is that you have your own help menu. That you have everything right there at your fingertips. So if there's something you don't know, if you get stuck, you just go to that help menu and you go look it up. You find it. I want you to know that you have all the answers at your fingertips. That blew my mind. And that is exactly what we all have. We all have all of the answers at our fingertips all the time. But maybe somebody never told you that. Maybe you didn't know that. But you do have all the answers at your fingertips. These guides and angels, they send you messages. You might see like a 444. You might see things during the day that you're like, why is this reoccurring number happening? It's like they're trying to talk to you. You just have to respond. So let's say that you do see a symbol, like, okay, it's 1111, and you notice that. Take a moment, tune in, say, okay, are you there? Is this the angel talking to me? And so at that point, allow the angels to talk to you. Allow the angels to respond and have that conversation. It's really important to know that you can do that, because then you won't have questions for me in the future. You will be able to answer your own questions. You'll get that clarity. So just practice that. Practice that today. Ask your angels, your spirit guides something on your own, and just listen to the response. And what's really important is either to write it down afterwards or even tell somebody about it, because your angels at that point are going to go, oh, she heard me. She can hear me. So I'm going to tell her more. That's an essential part of this, is letting them know that you are hearing them, because they're trying and trying and trying. And if you just stand there and just look around like, I don't hear you, they really are going to think that you can't hear them. So let the angels know, let your spirit guides know that you are receiving these messages, and they can see if you write it down, they know, there, boom, there it is. Or if you tell somebody the story about, oh, this happened, and then I got this message, and it's really important to let them know you hear them, so you can start building that communication. I want everybody to be able to do this for themselves. I want everybody to be able to read for themselves and to connect with their spirit guides and angels. Imagine what this world would look like if everybody talked to their angels and spirit guides, if everybody was connected with that divine source and understanding they are not alone. this world would be beautiful, and that's the world I want to live in. That's why I do this work. I don't do this work to just give people answers. I love to assist you, but I want you to learn how to do it for yourself. So please go to my website, readingsbyingrid.com. I've got a ton of articles on there, and YouTube as well. Look me up on YouTube. A ton of great information on there to help you to do this for yourself. I want that for you. Okay, I do have more questions before I go on another rant. Lord, I feel like there's a message someone's trying to send me. I can't figure it out. All right, let me just tune into that really quick. I feel like it's a grandmother. I feel like it's father's mother. She was kind of a stern woman, and I feel like she's still being stern and trying to send you a message. But it has to do with you. She feels like you've been making some choices recently that that may put you on a path. I don't know if it's self-destructive behavior, but it has to do with relationships and possibly getting into a little bit too much drama, or not listening, doing too much of the controlling and talking and trying to take charge of other people. And she's saying, don't fall into the same trap that she did, where she tried to control people and she was very unhappy. She wants you to just step back and really listen more to the people in the relationships you're in, your friendships, your family, that you don't have to respond to everything people say. You don't have to say anything back. If people have advice for you, if they tell you things, don't participate. Don't participate in the drama. Just simply don't say anything, or say, okay, I'll think about that. Let them know that you hear them and that you care about what they say. But there's no need to argue. There's no need to try to control the situation, and start practicing that. She really wants you to have more authority over your own life and less of other people trying to manipulate you because you participate in those things. So just pay attention to that next time you get engaged in a conversation with someone, that it's really important that you maybe just stay silent the whole time, or just let them know, yes, I'm listening, that you'll think about it if they're trying to give you advice. And you'll find that there's a lot more that that you get out of that. You're going to walk away with zero conflict, and you're going to feel really good about yourself, as far as, wow, I got through that whole thing without arguing, or without creating more conflict. I feel like that's the message that's coming through, so hopefully that's helpful to you and that resonates. Hi Nathan, how are you? I feel my lady love is coming in very strong now. Can you see it? I do see a woman with her arms around you like this, like you're sitting, what feels like you're sitting at your computer, Nathan, and she comes up behind you and she puts her arms around you, and she has like kind of thick hair that feels kind of light, and it feels like she's coming to see what you're doing and just giving you love and support while you're both kind of doing separate things, you know, in the house, and she really loves what you do and supports that. She feels like an artist, like someone who does like art or painting or something very creative, and you two are just breezy and sweet and soulmatey. But I do feel that. I feel that already, and it feels very tangible. So yes, it feels like it's very, very soon that's going to happen if it hasn't already. So that's wonderful. Okay, Marianella. Hello, and do you have any messages for me? Let me see here. I do feel like there's something right now that has to do with, I don't know if you get this ringing in your ears occasionally, but I feel like there's a lot of communication going on. I don't know if you already identify as psychic or empathic, but I do feel like they've been really pushing you in that direction, meaning that I think your abilities are starting to open up. You might want to explore that more, taking a Reiki class or some kind of healing modality, and I'd also like to see you do something that has to do with doing psychic development, but I feel like they're trying to talk to you right now and trying to get you to open up your abilities. I don't know if somebody recently passed away or has kind of opened you up to this recently over the years, but I feel like you really have this ability, and it's time for you to start using it more. So you can get with me if you want, send me an email or something. We'll talk about what I can do to lead you in the right direction for that. But I really feel like that's a big message right now from your guides, is that you need to open up to this. You need to start using your ability. You guys are great. I can't believe how much wonderful response and comments I'm getting today. Thank you, Tessa, so much for coming on. And Tessa Allen, she has a Spotlight radio show here in Houston on Saturdays, 93.3, and she had me on to do live readings in December, and I just love her to death. She has such a vision, and she supports artists. She is a bright light. And thank you guys for all just sharing today, sharing my my video so that I can help people. All right, Sherry, I'm wanting to start some projects. I have tons of ideas, but I'm not sure what to focus on first. So could you see what projects I should focus on or direct my attention to first? Toddler-inspired yoga clothing. I love that. I love that. Sherry, you have a lot of great ideas, and sometimes that can be hard because you want to do so many different things, or you have so many ideas that it can be overwhelming, and then you kind of shut down, like, okay, I don't even know where to start with all of this. So what I feel like is really important for you is to just pick one thing. Focus is really the key word here. If you can just pick one thing that feels good to you and just start with that. I feel like you kind of know what that is already, and you just want maybe validation. You want someone to say, yes, that's good, do it, do it. Well, I'm giving you the permission, go do it. And whether it's the toddler yoga clothes, which I love, because I feel like that's really amazing. But I'm getting this idea that it is something very creative, yes. You should have your own business, yes. But I also feel like the only thing blocking you right now is kind of that focus, that you need focus. So I would do more guided meditations. I would do something that would help you focus inward to get the clarity. Because right now you're not going to be able to accomplish a whole lot because of all of the outside input right now. Both the stimulation from your life, but also all of the ideas that are coming. And that's your spirit guide. Your spirit guide's going crazy saying, hey, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. You want more ideas? I got ideas. It's like, no, I don't need more ideas. I need to focus on something right now. That doesn't mean that you might not utilize all those ideas, but you have to take things a step at a time. So if you can, write them all down, jot them down, anything that pops in your head during the day, and you can use them later. But right now, the most important thing for you is to meditate and for you to create the space for yourself. If you don't already have it, I feel like this little corner in a room where you have either a chair or a cushion and some candles, and just to create your space so that you can sit down. Every time you sit down, you're going to easily drop into meditation because you'll have the same space. But I want you to create that for yourself and start practicing a few minutes every day. It doesn't take long. And the mindfulness meditations, guided meditations, you'll find that you become very focused. Guided meditations are so important. There's so many people that just do regular meditation. Like, we're not monks. We can't sit on the hilltop for 5 years and just stare at the sky. Those things don't work. You sit down and try to meditate, and you're going to just think about your grocery list in your head. You're going to wander off because that's a very advanced meditation to sit and just be quiet. Guided meditation is for beginners. It helps take your mind on a little journey, and it helps you focus. It helps build the visual muscle, which in psychic development, meditation, guided meditation is key because you want to build your visual muscle. You want to build that imagination in your mind so that you can start building a huge frame of reference for the other side. But for you, it really has more to do with having focus for your life and getting that clarity you need to know what to do next, what you need. So just do that right now. Don't worry about everything else. I want you to just sit and start meditating. I hope that helps. Nina, I have meditation today and I have a great feeling, and the angels answered was positive. I think sometimes my desires can be stronger and interfere. Let's talk about desire for a second. So our ego is what desires things. Our ego is what wants things. And ego and the divine cannot coexist. So if you have desires and wants, things that your ego is entertaining that you want for yourself for whatever reason, you're not connected and tuned in, meaning you're not getting what you should be doing in your life path. You have to kind of let all of those go, the things that you want for yourself, if you want to live your divine path. Meaning that, let's say you have this image of what you want to be, what you want to do. I want to do this, this, and this. I want you to take all that and put it in a bag and just throw it in the river. I want you to get rid of all of that stuff so that you can hear the divine, so you can get that guidance and know exactly which direction you should be going in. It's really important for us to let go of our expectations and desires in order to live the life that we are meant to live. Again, that's going to be a guided life of faith, of letting the universe, letting the divine guide us through that. So we have to let go of what we think we should be. It's kind of like when you're growing up, you know, you develop the ego. It's like a cup filling slowly with water, filling. And pretty soon, throughout your life, when you become an adult, you have a full cup of water. And that's like, this is life. I know what life is. I know who I am. I know who all these people are. This is always going to happen in these situations. I know everything. Okay, so ego's created this nice full cup. Done. Reality is set. And everything you do after that, throughout your life, you're going to find the same crap happens to you because you are making the same decisions and operating the same you did from when you were 4 or 5, when your ego developed and you started thinking you knew everything. So you haven't changed, but you expect different results in your life. So let's think about that for a second. If you are the same, if you are operating on the same beliefs about the world and yourself, how are you going to have different results? How are you going to become happier? How are you going to go on a different life path? How are you going to change career, bring love when you haven't had love? You can't change the outcome if you are doing the same thing. You put in something, you get something out. Put it in, get something out. You got to change what you're putting in, and then something different might pop out of that. So think about, what are you putting in? Take that cup and dump that stuff out. That is all, everything that you believe the world to be and think that you are. If you get rid of all of that, if you say, you know what, I don't know who I am. I don't know crap. I don't know what the world is about. I don't know what the universe is about. I know nothing. Please show me. Please show me. Teach me. Guide me. You walk around with that rolling around in your head, I guarantee you are going to be guided the crap out of. You are going to be assisted because you're letting go of what you think and expect the world to give you. Why would it give you anything different? So if you want change, if you want different results, if you want to be somebody else or be happier or pull something into your life, you're going to have to stop doing the stuff you've been doing. You're going to have to let go of it. You're going to have to ask for guidance. I can't do that for you, but I can definitely push you in the right direction and say, hey, go ask your guides. Go ask the divine. Say, hey, can you please tell me what to do? Tell me what to do next. And I guarantee you will see different results. So just try that this week. Let's do that as homework. Try that this week. I know I'm doing readings, but I'm always in teaching mode too, so bear with me. All right, so let's see what else. Sherry said she liked that, I guess. Yes, thank you. I agree with you. I'm going to write all these things down, and meditation. Wonderful. That's what I want to see for you. Emily has a question. I go back and forth between consuming negativity of all that I know I need to be doing and just letting go of slacking off, not doing any of it. I'm supposed to get new ADD meds today. At the same time, I feel like it blocks me emotionally. Do you have any advice? So first of all, I don't really necessarily believe in ADD. I believe that meditation is just what you might need. Empaths tend to have something like that, what seems like ADD or ADHD. There's different issues that people get diagnosed with, and it's because they are too focused on the outside world. They're focused on other people, and empaths fall into that because we feel and sense everything so much. But if you recognize you're doing it, you can change that. You don't have to take medication for that. Recognize what's happening. Like you'll be sitting there and maybe a million thoughts go through your head, or you feel all these things and you realize your whole day has been crazy not because of what you've been doing, but because you've been feeling what everybody else that you've ever dealt with throughout the day, throughout the week, what they've been dealing with. It's not you. It's not your problem. You can just simply relax. That's your choice right now. Just simply relax. Take a deep breath. Focus only on here. When you start focusing on your breathing, when you focus inward and listen to yourself, you're going to find that life is simple. Life is easy. You're not distracted necessarily. So don't buy into these things. Don't look for diagnosis. Don't look for someone telling you that you have a problem, because I guarantee that everything can be fixed through diet and meditation. Diet meaning that, eating a lot of the wrong things like processed sugars and flours, gluten, and not getting enough nutrients and vitamins, vegetables in your diet, that will create stress, that will create anxiety, that will create depression, that will create health problems. Everything that you put in your body matters. If you're sitting there eating M&Ms and Doritos all day, you are going to be depressed. And I know too many people that do that. You're going to think you have a problem. You're going to suddenly develop diabetes. Oh, poor me. No, you did that to yourself, and you can undo it. You can undo all those things. There's nothing that's not fixable. I help somebody cure their cancer through healing, through the power of thought. It is not impossible to do anything. So when it comes to diagnosis, you can go down that road if you want. But Emily, I'm telling you right now, what I want you to do is, at least this week, before you start on meds, every day, I want you to take a little time, maybe at the end of the day, to do some meditation, to go focus inward and ask yourself the big question: have I been focusing on other people all day? Have I been focusing on other people's problems? Have I been feeling other people's problems and what's going on with them? Reel it back in, take it in here, and just allow yourself to be you and to feel you. And I guarantee you are perfect. You are beautiful. And if there are issues in there, you need to work those out with you. Don't worry about everybody else. You'll be fine. You will. All right, guys, I'm going to be wrapping it up. You guys were wonderful today. Thank you guys for all the love and support. My voice is given out, so I'm gonna cut out for now. You're welcome. You're welcome. And remember, I have that great special right now, $20 for 20 minutes. It's almost half off my regular price. Just go to readingsbyingrid.com and grab that. And if you want anything else from me, just let me know and we'll set it up. Otherwise, I do have angel channeling starting in Houston tomorrow night, Thursday, and then also again on the 18th and 2 Thursdays at Metaphysical Matrix. And that is a fun 2-part class that you are going to love if you can make it in person in Houston, 2727 Fondren Road. And that's angel channeling, where I'm going to teach you how to talk to your angels, how to connect with them, and I'm going to give angel messages during that time, and we're going to have a lot of wonderful angel healing, and it's amazing the energy that comes through during that time. You will be walking away with like, wow, Wow, everybody always loves the angel channelings. And my angel Hope, who works with me in every class, she is always there working through me and with me to help assist. So I hope you guys are able to come to that if you're in Houston. Otherwise, you can catch me online on my YouTube channel or here on Facebook. And I wish you all a wonderful day. Bye-bye.